Well, hello, welcome to our reading of Homer, and we're reading the Odyssey, Book 7, and I got up to line 267. So, heptade kai deca men pleon aemata ponta poruon, octokai decate defane aurea scioenta, gaies humeteres, Gethe sidemoi philon etor, dus moro, ega melon ti etic sunestai, o idzui pole, ten moi eporsen possedaon enosicthon, hosmoi ephomesas anemus catadesic celiuthu, orinon de thalasan athesphaton, udi ticuma ia episcedias hardinas stenacon teferestai. It's a long passage there. So for 7 and 10, and it goes with hemata. So for 17 days, pleon is the imperfect without augment from pleo, to sail. So for 17 days I was sailing Ponta Poruon, travelling along the Pontos, the sea, but on the 18th day, now this is a third declension adjective, skios. You may know skia, the word for a shadow, so this is the shadowy mountains. This is the uncontracted neuter plural form from to oros, the mountain. In later Greek, these two vowels coalesce into an eta, but here we get the uncontracted form. So on the 18th day, the shadowy mountains of your land, Ephane, appeared, perhaps became visible, and my dear heart rejoiced for me, and then in apposition to that, for me who am ill-fated. For, now the A here is important, you mustn't forget these little particles. For indeed, because he's explaining this, why he's ill-fated, for indeed I was about sun esestai, from sunami, to keep company with, to be with, for again, much misery, unhappiness. From the form there, I was about to consort with further woe, which Poseidon the Earthshaker sent against me. Now this is from epi plus ornumi. So which the Poseidon the Earthshaker had sent against me. For he, Hormesas, well, again sending out against me, the epi again from hormao, he having sent forth against me winds, katedese, he literally bound me from my journey. So he hampered me on my journey. And he stirred up an unspeakable sea. This is from Orino with an omicron. And this word here I translate as unspeakable. As various different etymologies for this. You need to consult the commentaries. So he stirred up an unspeakable sea, nor did now the subject here I think is kuma, and aya is from eao, to allow. So nor did the wave in any way understand me, groaning, verestai passive, to be carried on the raft, hardina, well, perhaps constantly, may even mean perhaps gently here, but might be a better translation, but it means thickly, so constantly, perhaps gently here. So, nor in any way did the wave allow me, groaning, to be carried on my raft continually or perhaps gently. Tain men epeta thuela dia skedas alta ego get nekomenos todilaitma dietmagon. Offra megae humetere epaleseferon animos tekai hudor. A thuela it's a lovely, very strong Greek word. It means a blast of wind, a very strong, sudden blast of wind. So after this, a sudden blast of wind, this is from diaskedanumi, which means to scatter everywhere, to scatter about. And it did the to tain, that's referring back to the skedia, the raft. So afterwards, a sudden gust of wind scattered it, that is the raft, everywhere. But I get, in fact, swimming. Now, diatagmon, it's from diatme is the verb, which is an epic form from diatemno, which means to cut through. So, but I, by swimming, I cut through this expanse, this gulf, this lightma. And the deictic, the toddy here is sort of deictic. You can imagine the Odysseus, as he's speaking, will have indicated in the direction of the sea. So through this expanse, through this gulf, Ophra here plus the indicative, meaning while. Sorry, no, I should say when. So, until is the word I'm looking for. Sorry, yeah, so opera until. One of the opera's got a range of meanings, but here it's so until the wind drew me near, so carrying me, drew me near to your land, the wind and the water. So it's singular verb, but it's actually got a plural subject. So the wind and the water, bearing me along, brought me near to your land. Entha ke me bainonta biesata cum epikersu, petres pros megale sin ballon kai arte terpei koro, kai anakasamenos ne compalin, eos apelthon es potamon. Te de moi eeseta koros aristos leos petraon kai episkepas ein anemoion. There, now watch out for this little ket here. So there, the wave would have forced, so it's subjunctive here, it would have forced me as I came out from the onto the shore, it would have forced me against the great rocks. And ballon is a participle, neuter participle, aorist, agreeing with kuma, striking, so it's striking me against the great rocks and this joyless coast, or this joyless land. Perhaps coast might be good here. So at that point, the wave would have forced me, as I was coming out, understand, of the water, onto the shore, striking me against the great rocks and this joyless coast, from alpha privative plus this terp root of joy. So that would have happened, but anakasamenos, this is from anakasdamai. It means to retreat. so retreating or perhaps drawing back. Nakon is the imperfect from nako, to swim. So, but drawing back or retiring or retreating, I was swimming, pulling back, eos for heos, until epaelthon, I came into the river, te, where, so at the place where, you've got to understand hodo or something here, at the place where indeed the land, Aesetos, seemed to me to be Aristos, to be the best, and Laios Petraon, perhaps something like being bare of rocks, or perhaps unbroken by rocks, so it's smooth. So it's literally smooth of rocks, so being bare of rocks, and there was the epi here, perhaps the epi may, the epi here may simply be adverbial, in addition, and there was in addition a skepas, a shelter from the wind, genitive here. Ek depeson thumegerion epidambrosie nux, and epeson, well, sort of, I fell down, it goes with the ek, so coming out I fell down. This is a fairly rare word here. It means, this is from egero, to raise, and thume, so raising my spirit or rallying my spirit. So coming out of the water I sank down, rallying my spirit, and the epi, so ambrosial night, or divine night, and the epi goes with the next word here, eluth, came down. So ambrosial night descended. Ego dapeneuthe dii petios potamoio, ekbas in thamnoisi catedrathon, amphidephula effusamen. Hupnon de theos cat eperon acuen. But I, away from the river, which is Dia Petios. This is a funny Homeric form here. It literally means fallen, from the pet root from pipto. So fallen from Dios, from Zeus, so fallen from heaven. Remember that Zeus is a god of rain, so it's rain, often translated as fed by the rain. So I, away from the river, the rain-fed river, ekbas, having got out. Now this is from kata, so katedrathin, it's from the verb of sleeping. So I slept, it's an aorist here, I slept in the thickets. Amphidephula effusamen. This is from affuso is the verb, and amphi is a preverb here, so it's to draw up. So I drew up leaves around me, so just to protect him and keep him warm. And the god poured boundless sleep, and the kata is a preverb with huin, so it's katakuo, to pour down. So the god poured down boundless sleep. Entha men en phuloisin philon tetiemenos etor, hudon panukios kai ep eo kai meson ema. And there well, it's something like eating out. It's to be sorrowful. It's a pluperfect form. It's got no present form. It's one of these fossilized forms. So eating out my dear heart, or sorrowing in my dear heart. There I slept in the leaves, panukios, all night, and to the dawn and to the middle of the day. And the so delatot te elios kai me glucos hypnos enaken. And the sun was declining, so it was waning, and sweet sleep and anaken from anhiami, it released me. So sweet sleep released me. Amphipolus depithini te eis ennoes thugatros paidzousas endaute ien eaquia theasi ten hicatius he de utino ematos embreton estlu hos ugan elpoio neoteron antia santa examen aega te neoteroi Aphrodiusin. So where's the main verb here? So I noticed the Amphipolus, the servants of your daughter. Again, one of these personal adjectives, of your daughter, epitheni. This is from this, on the shore, and they were paidzousas, they were playing. And among them was, she was among them, like to the gods, well, perhaps goddesses, like to the goddesses. And her I supplicated, from Hikatuo. But she, not in any way, ambraten is a funny form. It's connected etymologically with hamatano, to fall short of. So she, in no way at all did she fall short of a good mind. So she did not fall short of noble understanding, noble thought. So the elpoio is optative from el pisdo. It must be, or some related form here. Since you would not expect a young person meeting with someone, irksamen, now this is probably an aorist infinitive from erdo, to do, so you, or to act perhaps, so you would not expect a young person to do, so as you would not expect a young person to do when they meet up with you, or meeting up with anyone. So it's a funny expression here. He's, of course, buttering up Arete by speaking well of her daughter. So he's saying that you wouldn't expect a young person who meets up with someone to act in this way. And then we get this lovely little phrase here, aega te neoteroi Aphrodiusin. Now the te here is important because te is often used in a generalizing statement, and that's what we have here. It's untranslatable, but you'll see this in generalized statements, sometimes called generalizing te. For always, the younger ones are, well, they are stupid. You get the alpha privative here with this frad that's connected with thinking and speaking and so on. So for continually, the young ones are lacking in sense, we might say here. And a nice generalizing te here. Hemoi siton doken halis aid aethopa oinon kai lus in potimo Hai moi tad heimat edoke. And she gave food, halis, sufficient food, and sparkling, sparkling wine, literally bright-faced wine, so sparkling wine. And now, Luce here, probably she bathed me in the river, and she gave these clothes to me. So this is the imperfect from, the aorist from luo, without augment, and it'll have to be an epsilon elided here. It could be an alpha elided, I bathed in the river, but normally if you did it for yourself, you normally put that in the middle, luomai. So luo active normally means I bathed someone else, so I think it's likely that she bathed me in the river. In fact, I think in the story earlier it was the servants, and she gave to me these clothes. Tauta toi aknumenos per alethean kat elexa. And although I am very grieved in respect of these things, so although indeed I'm very grieved at all this, I have related, from Catalego, I have related to you the alethean truth. So I've told you the truth. And that's the end of that little section from Book 7.